None of them, not a one, invited. Jonathan Hoenig, Mike Maiello, and Mike, he loves everything they do, so go figure. Even the good guys, they took a look at the tie shirt thing and they said, no, he's not coming. Lizzie McDonald, Lizzie was here like a crack of dawn this morning, I saw her in the yard. She's going to be like Jerry Lewis at the end of the telethon. We've got Todd Wild in here as well. Todd, I mean, this closed door stuff scares me. A, because we were told that they wouldn't do closed door stuff. And B, usually when I see closed doors, they're talking about me. I always know they're talking about me. Are you worried?
Right, Neil, they're talking about how they're going to decrease your health insurance and your health care. Listen, if I was Harry Reid, I would want to be hiding behind closed doors also. I wouldn't want to be putting myself out there. Not with this bill that they're going to try to force on Congress and also force on the American people. Because remember, the one thing in this bill that they cannot point to is where it's going to, A, save money or help improve our health care.
Mike, besides getting over your hurt about not being invited, what is the value of doing this behind closed doors? Obviously, in all seriousness, they're talking about 2 Senate bills. They have to craft some sort of a compromise bill. It's likely going to be over 2,000 pages. What's the good of all this?
They would claim that they can get more work done, I guess, without all of us watching. But they need all of us watching, and we know what's really happening because we know that Harry Reid, even though he's supposed to be on my side, is cutting deals for Nevada right now.
Well, you lost him with the tie.
I guess that's it. But he is cutting deals with Nevada to make sure that none of...
Now you're just being mean. All right, Lizzie... The closed door meeting, I mean, I was reading from these 9 Democratic senators and Joe Lieberman, you know, whining about the deficit today. An odd day to choose to do it when these guys are meeting about something that could appreciably add to it, their numbers notwithstanding, that they're getting nervous, that these guys behind that door are getting nervous. Do you think they are?
Yeah, I think they're getting nervous, and I think maybe for once they might be behind closed doors actually reading the bill, you know, so... The idea that...
Not without an Evelyn Woods course, I'm telling you that.
1,500 plus pages, but the idea that this bill could pay for itself is shockingly ludicrous. We've seen that argument time and again, and they're trying to reconcile possibly trying to get a public option in there. The idea that you can raise revenues by taxing insurers, device makers, you know, ad infinitum. When you tax something, you get less of it. Tax Cadillac plans, you won't have the Cadillac plans. Tax the device makers, you won't have the technology that people need for their health care. So, you know, Neil, pay for itself, it's nonsense. I mean, and behind closed doors, I think they're trying to figure out how to get a public option in there to get it through the House.
Jonathan?
Well, and I think, Liz, you know, that's the right point. I mean, the president, despite all of his promises about transparency, I mean, the president made a big show of saying that all this would be done on C-SPAN for everyone to watch. When you get right down to it, where is it being done? Behind the closed doors in a dark of night. We're essentially having political horse trading with my health care, your health care, our children's health care, and this fallacy that somehow centralized planning, right, that Max Baucus and Harry Reid and Olympia Snow, well, they know the right way to structure health care in this country. It's fantasy. It's lunacy. But that's the direction, unfortunately, that we seem to be headstrong in pursuing.
But, Mike, I think they're going to get something. I think they're going to get something.
Yeah, we should also not forget the first people who got behind the closed doors to cut deals here were the industry representatives. So when you get to things like taxing on medical devices, taxing on pharmaceuticals, things like that, these industry groups already agreed to this, and they did it in exchange for getting basically the entire country into their customer base. They think they're going to make money on this in the long run. So while this is...
Well, it got nasty with the health insurance guys, and then some of the, you know, not all the drug guys were there because
but they liked it.
As you point out, the device makers got upset.
They liked it when they were in the room, though. And they cut a lot of deals for themselves when they were in the room. And now, you know, now there are other people in the room, so everyone's dancing.
You know, even the CBO, and it's interesting you bring up Joe Lieberman about the deficit, because even the CBO admits in so many words that they're being forced to score for deficit purposes, legislative fiction and fantasy. Yeah. The idea, you know, Neil, we saw it with the '97 Budget Act. They said they were going to cut Medicare. It never happened.
Never do it.